As you might have already seen from my website, I'm offering a women's therapeutic group at the Sunflower Centre in Brockley that starts in October the 6th on a Thursday morning. So in line with that, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about therapeutic groups and what they have to offer. So you might be reading my article and listening to this video now because you're contemplating joining us. As you hold that thought in mind, see how you feel yourself responding to the following questions. Do you feel isolated? Do you often feel lonely, even when you're with other people? Does it cross your mind that you're alone with the way that you feel? Are you curious about what other people think about you? And are you curious about how others might be responding in themselves to whatever you're sharing? If any or even all of your answers to these questions are a yes, then a therapeutic group could well be for you. So there are multiple different ways of learning within a therapeutic group. It's possible to learn about yourself from others with the support of others. It's possible to ask for feedback on how you're being received by others. And it's also possible to experiment with relating to others in different ways that maybe you're thinking, maybe I'd like to be a bit more like this or a bit less like this, or just simply try something different with the people out there in the groups within my life, or just with individuals. And maybe you want a safe place to try that out and get some feedback on how that lands with other people. As with any kind of therapeutic space, safety is always really important. Dissimilar to many of the other groups that you might be part of in your life, a therapeutic group is set up with clear, stated boundaries, a prepared set of guidelines around how it operates, alongside some expectations of its group members. This leads the group to having a higher potential of becoming a place of safety for you. A place of safety where all group members share some crossover in their aims for being in the group. For example, to learn about themselves, to look at how they relate to others, and to experiment with trying something different. Have you ever had the sudden realisation that other people's families operate in a completely different way to your own? We initially learn how to relate to others in those very first groups that we are part of. For many of us, that will be the family group that we're part of. Then later on, maybe in groups in the schooling system, and then later work. Given that we live and learn in groups, does it not make sense to continue learning about ourselves, about how we relate to others, as well as how we are received within another group? But isn't individual therapy best? Individual therapy is so helpful. Therapeutic groups are so helpful. One is not better than the other. They're just different. Beyond a therapeutic group being a different way to learn about ourselves as compared with individual therapy, therapeutic groups generally require a lower financial investment per month. Again, this does not mean that a therapeutic group is not as good or is of lower value when compared with individual therapy. It's just a different way of learning about ourselves, a way of learning about ourselves with multiple people to learn with, from, and in relation to. Is a therapeutic group for everyone? Does it work for everyone? Is it right for everyone? A therapeutic group can be a really useful space if you're feeling curious about the part that you play in what's happening for you within your life. It would be natural for you to wonder if there is anyone for whom a therapeutic group might not be so beneficial. Generally speaking, the answer to that would most often be no. as a therapeutic group can be of benefit to many of us. That said, if you find yourself in the midst of a crisis or feeling continually overwhelmed, you may feel that individual therapy might be the steady and containing space that feels most beneficial at this time. Aligned to this, while a therapeutic group can mean different sources of support from multiple people, which may feel incredibly helpful, multiple people in a group with a variety of concerns to explore can of course result in the group shifting its focus. If you feel that you want a sustained focus on your concerns, then you may decide that individual therapy would be most beneficial to you right now.